Good evening, everyone. It is a true pleasure to share some thoughts with you today. When we speak of intelligence, we often think of intellect, of the capacity for complex thought, for problem solving. But true intelligence, the kind that elevates and sustains us, is far more encompassing. It is not merely what you know, but how you know and how you apply that knowing to your life. For a highly intelligent woman, this journey begins with a profound commitment to intentional awareness. Imagine, if you will, the gentle ripple of a stone dropped into a still pond. The ripples spread, reflecting the environment around them. Our minds are much the same. Without intentional awareness, they are constantly bombarded by external stimuli, the demands of work, the expectations of society, the endless chatter of the digital world. This bombardment creates a chaotic surface, making it difficult to see the depths beneath. A highly intelligent woman understands that to gain clarity, she must cultivate stillness. She practices observing her thoughts, rather than being swept away by them. She doesn't just react, she responds with purpose. This intentional awareness isn't about rigid control, but about gentle guidance. It's about recognizing the patterns of your own mind. When does anxiety arise? What triggers moments of frustration or anger? What truly brings you joy and a sense of purpose? By observing these internal landscapes, she begins to understand the intricate workings of her own being. This self-knowledge is the bedrock of all other forms of intelligence. Without understanding yourself, how can you truly understand the world or others within it? Consider the breath. So often we breathe without thought, an automatic function. Yet the breath is a profound anchor to the present moment. A highly intelligent woman understands this. She uses her breath as a tool for grounding herself, for returning to the here and now. Before making a significant decision, before engaging in a difficult conversation, before embarking on a challenging task, she might take a moment, a conscious breath, to center herself. This simple act is a powerful demonstration of intentional awareness in action. It allows her to move from a place of reactivity to a place of deliberate, calm engagement. Furthermore, intentional awareness extends beyond the internal. It encompasses a deep observation of the external world. She notices the subtle cues in a conversation, the unspoken emotions in a room, the underlying dynamics of a situation. She doesn't just hear words, she listens for meaning. She doesn't just see events, she perceives the interconnectedness of things. This heightened perception allows her to navigate complex social landscapes with grace and insight. She is not easily swayed by superficial appearances, for her awareness delves deeper. This practice requires discipline, yes, but it is a gentle discipline, one rooted in self-care and self-respect. It is about creating dedicated moments each day, perhaps a few minutes in the morning or before bed, to simply be present, to observe, to listen, to feel without judgment. This is not meditation in a formal sense, though it can certainly lead to that. It is a way of life, a constant returning to the source of one's own being. By cultivating this inner eye, by becoming a compassionate observer of her own experience, a highly intelligent woman unlocks a profound capacity for wisdom, for insight, and for truly living a life of purpose. It is the first, and perhaps most vital, step on the path to genuine intelligence. Many people, as they age, become set in their ways. Their opinions ossify, their perspectives narrow. They believe they have arrived at understanding, but true intelligence knows no such arrival point. It is an ongoing journey. A highly intelligent woman approaches every situation, every new piece of information, every interaction with an open mind, as if she were seeing it for the first time. She asks questions, not to challenge, but to understand. She listens deeply, not to respond, but to absorb. She is curious, perpetually curious. This learning isn't confined to formal education or academic pursuits. It is a holistic engagement with life itself. She reads widely, not just within her field, but across disciplines. She seeks out diverse perspectives, engaging with people from different backgrounds and cultures. She understands that true wisdom is found at the intersections, in the nuanced spaces where different ideas converge and sometimes clash. She sees disagreement not as a threat, but as an opportunity for deeper understanding. But learning alone is insufficient. We accumulate biases, preconceived notions, and outdated beliefs throughout our lives. These can become blinders, preventing us from seeing new possibilities. The discipline of unlearning is about consciously shedding these mental constructs. It requires humility, the willingness to admit that what you once believed to be true might no longer serve you or might even be incorrect. It requires courage, the courage to challenge your own assumptions, to step outside your comfort zone of established thought. Imagine, if you will, a vast library. We spend our lives filling it with books, with information, but a highly intelligent woman understands that sometimes, to make space for new, more relevant knowledge, she must selectively remove some of the older, less useful volumes. This is not about forgetting, but about re-evaluating and refining. It's about letting go of what no longer serves her growth and evolution. Consider a professional woman who has achieved great success in a particular field. The world around her is changing rapidly, driven by new technologies and shifting paradigms. A less intelligent person might cling to their established methods, resisting change, but a highly intelligent woman would recognize the need to adapt. She would actively seek out new knowledge even if it means revisiting foundational principles or learning entirely new skill sets. She would be willing to unlearn the strategies that once brought her success if they no longer apply. This adaptability is a hallmark of true intelligence. This beginner's mind isn't about being naive or without experience. It's about approaching experience with freshness, with a willingness to be surprised, to be taught, to be wrong. It's about releasing the ego's grip on being right and instead embracing the joy of continuous discovery. By cultivating this discipline of both learning and unlearning, a highly intelligent woman ensures that her understanding remains dynamic, relevant, and ever-expanding, truly reflecting the fluid nature of existence. Think of it as tending to a garden. If you constantly plant and harvest, without ever enriching the soil, without giving it time to rest and absorb nutrients, it will eventually become barren. Our minds and spirits are similar. Constant external engagement depletes our inner resources. Purposeful solitude is the act of enriching that inner soil, of allowing the seeds of thought and intuition to germinate and flourish. This solitude can take many forms. It might be a quiet walk in nature without the distraction of a phone or a companion. It might be a period of meditation focusing on the breath and allowing thoughts to pass without attachment. It might be simply sitting in a quiet room, observing the stillness, allowing the mind to settle. The key is the purpose, the intention to disengage from external demands and engage with the internal landscape. During these periods of solitude, a highly intelligent woman engages in introspection. She reflects on her experiences, processes her emotions, and gains clarity on her goals and values. It is in this quiet space that insights often emerge. Problems that seemed intractable suddenly find solutions, and creative ideas take root. The constant noise of the world often drowns out these subtle whispers of intuition, but in solitude they become audible. Consider the demands placed upon women in modern society. They often juggle careers, family responsibilities, social obligations, and community involvement. Without dedicated time for purposeful solitude, it is easy to become overwhelmed, to lose touch with one's own needs and desires. This leads to burnout, to a diminishment of one's capacity for intelligent thought and action. A highly intelligent woman recognizes this danger and proactively carves out this essential time for herself. It is also during solitude that she can truly practice discernment, Free from the influence of others' opinions or the pressure of immediate decisions, she can evaluate information objectively, weigh options, and make choices that are truly aligned with her values. This capacity for independent thought, unswayed by external pressures, is a hallmark of advanced intelligence. This isn't about being antisocial or avoiding responsibility. It's about understanding that to give fully to the world, one must first be full oneself. It is a radical act of self-preservation and self-enhancement. By regularly withdrawing into purposeful solitude, a highly intelligent woman returns to her engagements refreshed, with renewed energy, clearer perspective, and a stronger sense of self. She understands that true strength comes not from constant outward exertion, but from cultivating a deep and resilient inner core, nurtured in the quiet chambers of her own being. Compassionate action begins with empathy, the ability to understand and share the feelings of another, but empathy alone is insufficient. Many can feel for others, but true intelligence transforms that feeling into meaningful engagement. A highly intelligent woman doesn't just sympathize with suffering, she seeks to understand its roots and contributes in whatever capacity she can to alleviating it. This doesn't necessarily mean grand gestures or global initiatives, though it certainly can. More often, it manifests in the subtle, everyday interactions that weave the fabric of human connection. It's in the attentive listening to a friend in distress, offering practical support when needed, speaking up for those whose voices are silenced, or simply offering a kind word and a genuine smile. It's in recognizing the inherent dignity in every individual, regardless of their background or circumstances. Consider the challenges facing our communities and our planet. A purely intellectual approach might analyze the problems, dissect the data, and propose theoretical solutions, but a highly intelligent woman, driven by compassionate action, translates that understanding into tangible steps. She asks, "What can I do? How can my unique skills and perspectives contribute to a positive change?" She recognizes her interconnectedness with all beings and understands that the well-being of the whole is inextricably linked to her own. This practice also involves a deep sense of responsibility, not responsibility as a burden, but as a privilege. She understands that with her intelligence comes a unique capacity to perceive challenges, to innovate solutions, and to inspire others. She does not shy away from this responsibility. Instead, she embraces it, viewing her abilities as tools for positive impact. Compassionate action also requires wisdom in its application. It is not about blindly giving, but about giving effectively. A highly intelligent woman uses her discernment to understand true needs, to identify sustainable solutions, and to empower others rather than fostering dependence. She understands that sometimes the most compassionate action is to teach, to guide, to create opportunities for others to flourish on their own. This outward focus paradoxically enriches her own inner life. When we give of ourselves, when we contribute to something larger than ourselves, we experience a profound sense of purpose and fulfillment. It is a testament to the interconnectedness of all things. As we uplift others, we ourselves are uplifted. By integrating compassionate action into her daily life, a highly intelligent woman demonstrates that true intelligence is not merely a faculty of the mind, but a quality of the heart, manifest in the positive ripple effect she creates in the world. Resilience is not merely about enduring hardship, it's about transforming it. It's about seeing obstacles not as roadblocks, but as opportunities for growth. It's about understanding that every fall is an invitation to learn how to rise with greater grace and strength. This capacity is not innate, it is cultivated through conscious practice and a deep understanding of one's own inner resources. One key aspect of this resilience is emotional regulation. This does not mean suppressing emotions, but understanding them, acknowledging them, and choosing how to respond rather than reacting impulsively. A highly intelligent woman understands that emotions are messengers, not masters. She allows herself to feel, but she does not allow her feelings to dictate her actions when those actions would be unhelpful or destructive. She cultivates a sense of equanimity, a calm inner state amidst external turbulence. Furthermore, she develops a robust sense of self-compassion. When she makes mistakes, when she faces failures, she does not succumb to harsh self-criticism. Instead, she treats herself with the same kindness and understanding she would offer a dear friend. She recognizes that imperfection is part of the human experience and that learning often comes through trial and error. This self-kindness allows her to bounce back more quickly and to continue pursuing her goals without being derailed by fear of failure. Another crucial element is the adoption of a growth mindset. She views challenges as opportunities to expand her capabilities rather than as threats to her ego. When faced with a difficult situation, her internal monologue shifts from "I can't" to "how can I" or "what can I learn from this?" This intrinsic motivation for growth fuels her ability to overcome setbacks and embrace continuous development. Consider a woman who faces a significant professional setback. A less resilient person might become despondent, lose confidence, or even abandon their ambitions. But a highly intelligent woman, armed with inner resilience, would approach the situation differently. She would acknowledge the disappointment, but then quickly shift to analyzing what went wrong, what she could have done differently, and what new skills or strategies she needs to acquire. She sees it as a lesson, not a defeat. This cultivation of resilience is a lifelong practice. It involves nourishing one's physical health, nurturing supportive relationships, engaging in practices that calm the mind, and maintaining a clear sense of purpose. It is about building a strong inner sanctuary, a place where she can retreat and regroup when the external world becomes overwhelming. By developing this profound inner resilience, a highly intelligent woman not only navigates life's inevitable storms with strength and grace, but also transforms them into stepping stones on her path to deeper wisdom and enduring fulfillment. This truly is a testament to an intelligence that not only thinks well but lives well and inspires others to do the same.